Hi, welcome to Beyond the Classroom with Miss LaRose, the podcast where we explore stories, experiences, and ideas that shape education and life beyond the classroom. Today's episode falls under the social emotional learning, and my special guest is Janell Hawes, or as we affectionately call her, Miss J. She is the dance teacher extraordinaire at the school that we work at. Today's episode is all about movement, mindset, and meaning. Welcome, Ms. J.
Thank you.
So, Ms. J, tell us about yourself and the journey that led you to education and dance.
Um, I first fell in love with wanting to perform and be like a dancer in the third grade when me, my younger sister, my cousin, and our friend at the time, we wanted to do the talent show. So our mom and our cousin mom, all our moms came together to make a dance for us. And that's how it started from the talent shows. And then the last one I did in that elementary school, I got to choreograph it. So that's what made me fall in love with dance. And then kept going from there.
I could definitely see your love for dance when I watch you teach the kids.
Yeah.
And guys, she is an amazing choreographer. She's just pretty amazing. When you hear movement, mindset, and meaning, what does it mean to you?
For me, I feel like all three of them go together. We need one for the other, because when you're moving, you're, as much as you're free, you're also thinking about how you feel in that moment, or what do you want other people to feel in that moment. So you're also thinking about how do you feel at that moment, and how do you want to project that to other people. And then it just combines with moving your body, because if you're feeling good, you're gonna move a little more. If you're not feeling good, you're not gonna move a lot. So I feel like they all just go together really good.
It's almost like you're releasing whatever you're feeling with dance.
Yeah.
I love that concept. And why is movement such an important part of education for children? Because I think a lot of times people don't understand the importance of specials and of these specials classes. So why do you think dance and movement is so important to children?
I feel like it's really important because it gives children another way to express how they're feeling. Because a lot of times, you're in the classroom and you're sitting and you're doing this work. And you have this one set emotion for the whole day. You don't get to really release as much because you're trying to stay focused, you're trying to listen to the teacher, trying to understand what's going on. So dance is another way to just let out everything that you might have balled in. It's another way for children to see that they can express themselves without using their voice if they don't like to talk a lot. It's another thing for children to see if they really don't like academics and they feel like this is not something that I can get a future out of, they could find something in dance. So I feel like there's a lot of things they can get out of it.
And it's also a way, correct me if I'm wrong, for students to use their bodies in a healthy way instead of, throwing hands and fighting. So
Yes.
that's one thing that I've noticed about your classes. When the students come back, they're calmer because they had a chance to kind of move their bodies and express themselves. What role does belonging and community play in helping students thrive? So what is the importance of having that community of dancers and of specials? How does that help a student thrive in their future?
It's a safe space. I always welcome in any students that I'm teaching, even if it's adults or teenagers. This is our safe space. You should feel comfortable being who you are without feeling judged. So you're feeling that sense of community because everyone's not judging you. Everyone's together. We're all the same. Nobody's better than the other person. And even tell them I'm not more than you. You're not more than. We're all on the same level. We're all together here. We're learning together. We're doing this together. So I use the word together a lot and team a lot so that the students understand this is a family. So not even a community of friends. We are family. We're together. We're going through this together. So I see them do that a lot, and they create that bond with each other.
And now that you've mentioned that, what has teaching children taught you about yourself?
It has taught me that you need other support. As much as you feel like you can do things on your own, because I'm very much of a person who likes to do things on my own, you need other people. It feels good to have somebody uplifting you or supporting you, or knowing that somebody's there for you. Even if they're not physically right there, you know that somebody's there watching you, supporting you. It feels good to know that oh, somebody's there watching me, somebody is rooting for me, like I'm doing a good job.
Wow. I keep thinking about your classes and how at the end of the school year they have the big shows and the confidence that they develop from the beginning of year to the end of year. Some of the students are just completely different from the beginning to the end. So what she's saying is actually factual because I've seen it for myself. Now, you're still an educator, correct? Okay. What advice would you give educators who feel burned out or disconnected from their purpose?
I will say to go back to your why. Like, what was the reason that made you start this? Like, what do you love about it? Like, really think about that. And then see if that's what you still love. Like, see if that's what you still, like, feel inside of you. And, like, if you're feeling burnt out, it's okay. Like, give yourself grace. There's nothing wrong with feeling burnt out. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. But always think about, like, why are you doing this? And make sure it's something that you really, really love to do. Is not just because you feel like you have to. That's like will make you stay like grounded and feel like, okay, I need to keep doing this. I don't need to stop.
And you've said a lot about staying connected. What do you hope your children, your students learn from you?
I hope that they learn how to like find themselves, to find out who they are, to know how to separate themselves from others, and to be leaders, to feel confident, how to find their confidence, how to have self-love. Like those are the things I try to like teach them through movement so that they can learn to express themselves more and in a healthy way, something that makes them feel good about themselves, not all the negatives in the world, but more positive about themselves.
And again, I could definitely see that in class. They love going to dance. And you do this one thing at the end of the class that I've always meant to ask you about. You kind of have them all in a circle and they all jump in the middle. What is that called? Because that's their favorite part of dance class.
It's so funny because as a dancer, that's my least favorite thing to do.
Really?
It is my least favorite thing to do. Anybody who knows me knows that's my least favorite thing to do. But it's called a freestyle circle because you need a moment to feel free. You just did a whole class learning techniques, learning choreography, learning counts. That's a lot. So you need a time to like get loose, like feel free and just like do what you want to do. So it's like just a circle where everyone gets a moment to go in. And it's not forced. If you don't feel like doing it today, you pass it on to the next person. And no matter what, everybody, like the one rule is that we all must cheer for each other. We're not talking on the side. So that the person in the middle feels like they're being seen as well. So the more that we do that circle, the more I see that they break looser and they're more free in themselves, which gives them more expression in the actual choreography that we're doing. Because separating dance from actually dancing is that expression. So that freestyle circle helps them bring out the expression, how to express these.
So wait, why is that your least favorite?
Because I don't know. It's my least favorite because freestyling is very hard, which is why I like to do that circle too, because the students actually inspire me because freestyling, you have to be free of your mind. You need to be able to move your body without overthinking and think about what you're going to do next. You just need to move. And that's what's hard for me to do, just to move and feel in the moment. So it's nice to see the students be able to just go in a little bit and just like do whatever and not care what nobody thinks like. But that's like it's hard for me still.
Another thing that I noticed about your class, there are certain students who may or may not have behavioral problems, but they end up being so inspired by your class that they even end up on the dance team. Can you tell me about a student, and you don't have to mention their names. Tell me about a student that you know struggles with behavior but somehow flourishes in your class and on your dance team.
I would say, well, one thing, like my secret is I have really good bonds with the students. I know how to create a really good connection with them. So we get each other. That's one thing. But sometimes that could be hard to actually create. So it's also like not negotiating, but understanding the student, understanding like what are their wants and needs. And how can you fit their wants and needs into what you actually need them to do in the class? So that's more of a thing too. So it's like, oh, like I know like you like to freestyle and like you want to have your own part and you want to make up this whole part or whatever, but I really need you to do this part to get there. So it's like something like that in a way. So it's like figuring out like what they really like to do and how can I incorporate what they like to do in dance. And then sometimes I notice too that some students just really just like to dance. So it's also figuring out like, how can I give you something that you really like and keep you like that good energy in all the other things you're doing in school too. So not just here in the dance studio, but outside the dance studio, like you're still being a leader.
And have you seen changes in students' behavior?
Yeah, I have. I have seen some students who had like calmed down more with like their behavior because they're like, oh, I have this thing I'm looking towards, like, you know, like I'm working towards it, like something that I really, really want to do. So it's like, I know if I want to really do this, I need to get through this first. So they're like working their way around it. They're learning how to like, okay, this is not that bad. The really good thing is coming soon. So let me get through this so that I can get to that really good thing.
Wow. Yeah. And again, guys, I have seen this play out, and I have seen a lot of students turn a new leaf simply by attending her dance class. So another question that I have, because I noticed that there are some students who are very shy in class, but somehow when they're in your class, they kind of turn into a new person. How do you do that? There was one particular person like that I had. Yeah.
I'm like that. So I think that's what it is too. Like although I am the teacher,
Yes.
I get this to understand that like, yes, I am the teacher. Yes, you should be listening to me, but we are both human.
Yeah.
We both can understand each other. I can understand you can understand me. So I think because they feel that sense of safety with me, they're like, okay, like this is not something scary. She's not gonna like make me feel bad for anything. And also just because I make that sense of community in the classroom and like being a team, other students start to want to like help a student and like encourage them. So like moreover, they start to see like, oh, like this is something cool somebody's doing. Like, I want to try this. So they break out their own shyness, or they have a friend who helps them out of their shyness, or they just start to feel like this is safe. Like, so sometimes I really just let them lay back. Like sometimes you can't force it. I don't force it. I let them come out on their own. And when they're ready to come out and they're ready to be more open to everybody, even if it's just one person, that's already a first step for me. So I really just let it happen on its own with a little bit of encouragement, but I won't force it.
You don't force it. Safety is important. Safety is very important. Well, Janelle, Ms. J, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anywhere people can connect with you? On Instagram? Do you give private dance lessons?
Yes. On Instagram, you can follow me. I dance myself and I perform. I also choreograph. So whenever like maybe you might have like a group or a company or something or organization where you might want me to come teach students or teenagers, adults, that's all like a college, for like a like a little club that they had before. So I've done those things before. Coming to schools, I don't want to come to schools, teaching classes for shows, those type of things, like come open to all of that. You definitely contact me on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Janelle. And if you want to be part of the conversation, go ahead and click the link in the bio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.